Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well, and today we're going to be checking out the Brinyte P16 tactical flashlight. Now this is just one of the flashlights that Brinyte makes, and if you guys want to learn more about them and see all the flashlights that they do have to offer, I will be putting links in the video description, along with the link to this in case you guys want to purchase it yourself. Now I've had a chance to use this flashlight for the past week and I really am impressed with it. It's really bright, it seems to be very well constructed, and I absolutely love the light pattern that comes out of the front of this light. And if you guys want to check that out, make sure you stick around until the end of the video because I will be doing some brightness tests. So when you get this flashlight in the mail, it does come in this box here, and inside the box we get a couple rubber O-rings in case the ones on the flashlight wear out. You'll also get a USB Type A to USB Type C cable for charging, and it also comes with a little lanyard. Now, like I mentioned before, I really do like the construction of this flashlight. It is all metal. The only pieces that are rubber are the little covers on the buttons, which you want because it just gives it a better grip for when you're turning on and off the light. It also has a couple different ways to turn on the light depending on how you want to hold it. You can hold it in your hand like this, or you can kind of hold it tactically like this. Either way, we've got some buttons on the back and we also have a button in the front here. There is also a little LED in the front to let you know what your battery status is at all times. It also has a metal belt clip on the side here, and it also uses USB Type C to charge the 12700 battery that's inside the flashlight. So there's no proprietary chargers that you need to use for this flashlight. You can simply just use a wall adapter for maybe your tablet or your phone, and then just plug in USB Type C right into here and you can charge up your light. And then here we have the one LED in the front here, and I will tell you that that little LED is super bright. It can put out 2000 plus lumens. Another really nice feature that they put on this flashlight is this ring with these notches cut out. So when you put your flashlight down on your table, you don't have to worry about the flashlight just rolling away. It kind of rests in one of those notches. So if you happen to put it on a high table or something, you don't have to worry about your flashlight just rolling off. It's also not super heavy and it's not very big. As you can see, it pretty much fits perfectly right in my hand. Now let me tell you about some of these specifications for this flashlight. Like I mentioned before, it can put out a max of 2000 plus lumens. It's got 4 brightness levels. It's got turbo, high, medium, and low, as well as a strobe and an SOS mode. It's got a 600 plus meter beam distance. It has 280 hours of use on a 4-hour charge. It's got a light intensity of 92,500 candelas. The color temperature of the LED is 6500 K. It's got a 1 meter impact resistance, a waterproof rating of IP68, and it only weighs 170 grams without the battery. And if you want to access the battery, all you need to do is simply unscrew the bottom cap of the flashlight and it exposes the 12700 battery. As you can see, this one is 5000 milliamp hours at 18 watt hours. Another really cool thing about this flashlight is you can also attach it to pretty much any weapon you want. Brinyte does sell this switch that I have here. It's an attachment that replaces the bottom cap of the flashlight, and they also sell clamps for the flashlight to attach to your weapon as well. The button is simple. You just press it in to turn it on, and then you have the brightness adjustments, and you also have the strobe button. When the flashlight's off, just simply press that and it'll strobe. Very cool. And there's also a couple different cutouts for some lanyards as well. We have one on the back cap, and we also have one on that little notch here. Now for the front button here, it does have the little LED to show you what the battery status is at when you do press it. Now let me show you how each one of the buttons on the flashlight actually operate. It's pretty intuitive, and I love the fact that they give you 2 options to hold the flashlight in your hand normally or kind of tactically just like this. Now if you want to turn the light on momentarily, all you need to do is simply tap on the little button here. It turns on the light to its turbo mode, then just release to turn off the light, and then if you want to turn it on permanently, press it in, you'll hear a little click and the light is on. Now to adjust the brightness, there's another little rubber pad down here. Just simply press that in and it cycles through each one of the brightnesses with each press. Now if you want to access the strobe, all you need to do is press and hold the button until you get that strobe, And then to turn that off, you just simply press in on the button one time and it goes back to the light. Now while the back switch is turned on, you can easily transition right to the front button and then just press that again each time to cycle through the brightnesses. And if you want to access the strobe, it's just 2 quick presses. And then if you want to access the SOS, it's 2 more presses after that. And then to go back to the light, you just press in one time and it goes right back to the normal light. Now you won't be able to turn the light off with this button while this is accessed, so you're going to have to turn the light off again with this one switch. Now if you're just using the front switch up here, you can simply just press in one time, it'll turn on the light. It also remembers what the last mode you had it on, so if we put it on kind of its brightest mode, if you want to turn the light off, just press and hold. And then when you press in the button again, it'll go right back to the last brightness you had on the light. Now if you want to go right into the lowest mode, all you need to do is simply press and hold in on the button and it goes right to its lowest setting. Again, if you want to access the strobe, it's 2 quick presses and then 2 more to access the SOS, and then press it one more time to go right back to the regular light. Now the bottom button of the flashlight also has its own feature as well. When the light is totally turned off, if you simply just press and hold in on the bottom button here, it turns on that blinding strobe light. And when you release, it shuts off. You just press and hold when you want to activate it, and as soon as you let off, it stops the strobe. It's a great little feature to have, especially in a tactical situation or to try to fend off an attacker. And there's also a couple different ways that you can lock out the button and the rear buttons in case they get pushed and you don't want them to turn on the light. So right now the light does turn on just by pressing the button, but when I turn it off, if I want to lock it, I'll press the button 3 times. The light will blink, and now the light won't turn on when you press the button. And then to unlock it, you just do the same thing, press it 3 times. It blinks, and the light unlocks. Now for the rear buttons, it's a little different. The way that you keep these from getting pressed accidentally is you just unscrew the back a little bit, and then the buttons won't work anymore. But the front button still does work. Now let's move on to our brightness test so I can show you why I love this light. Alright, so now we're going to do some brightness tests with the Brinyte flashlight. We're going to start off on low, and then we're going to go all the way out to turbo. I'm here out kind of in like this field where there's a ton of land, and we're going to see how far this beam goes. And I'm going to show you exactly why I love this flashlight. So here we are out on the lowest setting, and it actually puts out plenty of light for you to see kind of around your immediate area. All the way up to, I don't know, I'd probably say maybe 50 to 60 feet ahead of you. And if you notice, it puts out a pretty bright spotlight in the middle, and then it fans out to a wider angle, which I absolutely love because you can see a whole bunch more of the wider area, not as bright, but then you have that bright spotlight right in the middle. So now we're going to move on to medium. As you can see, it definitely gets a lot brighter and we can see a lot further. And now with the flashlight kind of pointed up a little more, you can kind of see the wider angle down towards the bottom of the camera. And then you get that nice big spotlight in the middle, which I absolutely love. You can see a lot of stuff even on medium. All right, so now we're gonna go on to high. So you can see we can see a lot more stuff, and we can even see an electrical pole all the way out there. We can see the very top of it. You can see right in the middle there. A lot of light. You can definitely see a ton of stuff with this flashlight on high. All right, so now we're going to move on to turbo. As you can see, it doesn't get much brighter, just a tad, but again, you can see a ton of stuff. That beam in the middle goes so far. you can see a lot of stuff out there. I can even see the beam of light, it's so bright. And the wide angle of that outer rim of the light just expands so much, even on turbo. And now I'm going to show you that strobe, and it's actually pretty bright, and it's very easy to turn on with that back button. You just simply press it in and it turns right on. It's so cool. Super bright. It would definitely blind anybody that was looking directly into the flashlight. And we can still see that electrical tower out there. So cool. It's so responsive too. I mean, look at how quick. As quick as you can push the button, it turns on. And then I'll kind of point the flashlight at the camera so you guys can see what it would be like if you were to look directly into this strobe. It is so bright, it's ridiculous. And then I'll go through all the brightnesses again just so you guys can see from in front of the camera. So again, this is on its lowest setting. And we'll go on to medium. And then high. It's actually a pretty big jump from medium to high. And then turbo. That hot spot in the middle definitely gets a lot brighter. So as you saw from the brightness test, this light can get pretty bright and it lights up a pretty good size area. I also love how responsive the strobe button is. As soon as you push it, that strobe comes right on. It's got a very solid construction. It does not feel cheap at all. I really like the fact that they put a USB Type-C on here so you can pretty much charge it up wherever you go. And I also love the pattern that comes out of the front of the light too, where it's got that nice bright hot spot in the middle, and then it's got a much wider area that it illuminates. Battery life is also great. I love the fact also that it gives you two different options to turn on the light. It's got a very solid construction, and it's also got a really good warranty. So again, if you guys want to pick this up yourself, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.